Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Police Accountability Show. Remember, when you watch the Police Accountability Show, you agree to being offended, as well as nothing that you see on the Police Accountability Show constitutes legal advice. Please seek out your local lawyer for your local laws. And welcome to another Police Accountability Show. I'm your host, Chad Christophers, and our topic today is no reviews for the police, no good reviews for the police. Well, I have spent a significant amount of time, many times, over the internet trying to find positive reviews of the police or reviews that any other business or organization gets in the world of them saying they're doing a good job or thanking them for their hard work or thanking them for helping them. I have never seen one positive review about police, right? They've got to be out there. There has to be people they helped. I've seen a few things where the police did things that inadvertently helped them, that police did get things back and for people, and it did work out. So there is some level, definitely, but I'm talking specific. Someone has posted up a review saying how great a job, what a great experience they had. Never seen it. Can't find any evidence of it. Can't find anything about it. So what do you think? Do you think that we should be allowed to review the police? Is that what's really wrong here? Is that there's just no way to do it? Is the government completely censoring all review of the police? Because you can see here, and that's why I like this video, this guy looks like, his mouth is covered, right? And you can see, 1 star, terrible service, never coming back. Well, honestly, I see tons of examples of terrible service, and I would like to never come back. But unfortunately, and it's a problem, the police hold a monopoly on law enforcement in our area. Now, you can hire police privately. You can hire private investigators. You can hire security guards, but they are incredibly expensive. And unless you're in a major and flush cash position, it may not be an option for your average person, right? So we need to have good police officers. Do you not think so? Do you not think that our officers should be able to now? And this is a problem. Also, the problem with doing police accountability is the fact that they're arresting people. And unfortunately, people will complain about them. And this is how the police get away with a lot of their bad behavior and poor service, is the fact that they're arresting people. They're enforcing laws that people don't want them to enforce at that time. They're accusing people of crimes, which makes people angry, upset, and obviously would lead to many bad reviews unfairly against the police, right? So is it fair, though, to cut out all bad reviews simply because, some are obviously going to be biased? I mean, I've said no to people at businesses lots of times, to sales, special prices. I'm a salesperson for a living. So saying no to people's demands is part of my job. And serving people is similar in my role to the police, in the sense that I'm serving people. Now, I don't have to arrest them, but I do have to say no to them for sales and many other things. So, and have I ever had to call security for people stealing? Yes, I have. And they can be very angry, and I've had some roughed up security guards come back over time. And I've had to deal with things like that myself that I don't want to go into. The bottom line is, though, is where are the positive police reviews? There's got to be some level of people that the cops are helping, and there has to be people thankful for their service. I see very few of no examples of police positive police reviews from people who have used the service. Now, the police are good at rallying support from people who haven't used their service, who haven't been busted by them, and I'm sure there's criminals out there that like them simply because they've never busted them. And so that's where I do believe that we need the ability to review the police, because, officers still have to do a good job, right? They can't be exempt from doing a good job or doing their jobs properly simply because they work for the government or they're the police or that people are more likely to complain about them than at other so-called businesses because of the situation of arresting them and enforcing laws, right? And I can tell you, I've turned down lots of people from sales. I've had people go irate on me. Very few times, or I think almost never, have I had someone put a review up because they felt that they were unfair or I didn't break the rules for them. Now, if I was rude or, deliberately, intentionally mean to someone or gave them poor service, sure, that could be a reason for complaint. But as long as I provide good service and I do it in a professional manner, even when I have to say no to people, they could demand sales, right? Sale prices that have ended. That's one of my biggest ones, is getting upset over sales prices or giving discounts or the perception that I can give discounts, right? Which, in a lot of places you can't. So I have very few negative reviews from doing my job properly, if any. I do get some, obviously, where people do complain, where they don't like the rules and they've complained about me for it, definitely. And I've been, close to being fired a couple of times for it because you can just run into the wrong person at the wrong time. I still believe that there's some level of understanding of people that they should be able to review the police fairly, even, when they're being arrested. You know what I mean? It seems to be a perception that they're just all reviews against police are going to be inherently unfair because of the job that they do, when I simply don't think that that's the case. When I do believe, and I've seen examples for it myself, when people just get upset at you, but you're still doing your job properly and professionally, they still don't seemingly complain about you really that often. Otherwise, trust me, I would have so many online complaints about me, you wouldn't hire me, right, as a salesperson, because people would, every time that they didn't like a sale, every time I had to say no to a special deal or a deal they wanted to do, I would generate online complaints, right? Because as long as I'm following my job and I'm following the policies correctly, I don't have that problem, right? For, I would say, about 99% of the time. But you do always get people that are going to complain because they don't like the sales. There's things that they don't like. So that's where I believe the police should have a review system. We should absolutely be able to voice our concerns. And very much the entire point of this group is democracy and being able to criticize our leaders and hold them and make them accountable for their actions, which is the definition of police accountability. Leaders, the police are leaders in their community, and they are responsible to the people just like everyone else. So this is where we as a society can support police accountability. But tell me what you think. Do you think the police should be reviewed? Do you think that every officer, should give you a card with a badge number and how my service was today? Because I do. I absolutely do. Why? Because the same thing, the reason why police charge you for concealing your identity. But yet I've seen examples of the cops concealing their identities to me, which is interesting since it's criminal when we do it to them, but not criminal when they do it to us. So I do believe it should be criminal when they hide their information from us. They should give us a card, and I actually made another video about this. We should get a receipt every single police interaction saying why the police were there, saying at least the very basic information of the officer that you dealt with, their badge number, and basic information so that you can put your own review of the officer up, right? I think that's fair. They can review us at almost any business you go to, any product you buy today. Typically, you'll see a review section. So why not our government? Why not our police, ambulance, firefighters? They should all have a same review, and they should be accountable for their reviews the same as any of us are, right? We all deserve to be treated fairly. Well, that's a form of accountability, a form of holding our leaders to account. So reviews, in a way, can be very democratic, right? So tell me what you think. Should we be allowed to review the police? Should there be automatic review? Should the police department have a listing of all their officers that we can then review? Tell me what you think in the comments. My name is Chad Christophers. This is the Police Accountability Show. Don't work too hard.